Smile and Be Happy says, is the local government in Minnesota being harsh towards Nick, or is there charges the normal? Is this a normal response? I guess that's what they're saying. Maybe you could
Yeah.
decipher that.
Um, I guess I'd say because I worked in a county about the same size as Candioi County. No, but the problem is you documented yourself. Like the townspeople
Yeah.
can all see you doing coke, and they can see, they're going to hear the stories about the kids being treated like shit. You got to do something like that. The county is not going to abide by that, and that's why you don't call down the thunder, and whether intentionally or unintentionally. That's the issue here. You're forcing the government's hand when you act like this.
He came into my chat, which, I'm a much smaller stream than you are. And I think I had
Yeah,
shown you this. So this is
yeah,
what he said, because I was talking about the CPS letter, right?
yeah.
And for me, my investigation from this is CPS letter gets issued, and then that is the same
Hmm.
day that Pomplin starts his investigation. So
Hmm.
those are different, and one's a CPS worker. I mean, okay.
Yes.
But this is interesting. He says, no, you're missing it because you haven't seen the letter. Of course, why you haven't.
Hmm.
The letter says the CPS report would not amount to criminal activity, even if true. Pomplin asked to investigate legal activity. Do you think Nick told the CPS worker he was doing coke? Because that's what Pomplin was investigating. And Nick seems
Hmm.
to think what he was investigating was legal activity. I mean, this is so
Hmm.
convoluted. When I read it at the time, I couldn't even come up with a good response, because I'm like, am I missing? Once again,
Yeah.
I'm not the smartest one in the room either. So sometimes I'm like,
No.
I got to digest this. What do you think? What do you think of that?
Well,
After you
I
had a
think
chance
for
to?
Nick, I think there's a little bit here, and I'm going to say it. I think his brain's a little fried. I think he's trying to
Okay.
think a million miles an hour all at once because, yeah, you just got indicted. The world knows, like literally the training wheels fall off his world right then, and it's still kind of a mess. And the other thing is they were investigating legal activity. Yeah, you have a power bill at your house that's a little higher than normal. That's legal activity. The police will investigate that if they have information about it. Like there's all kinds of. I bought a bunch of Sudafed. Guess what? The police are going to investigate legal activity. They're allowed to look into legal things as like they're not going to be able to get a warrant for legal activity, but they're allowed to look into it. And they're saying like, what is this? What's going on? If I'm
Good
sitting
point.
there, I have a machine gun and I'm ripping off rounds in the backyard. They might come and investigate because they heard automatic weapons fire. But police investigate legal activity is a natural thing. Now, I don't know if I like that the way, the war on drugs and the police have become overbearing and all that, but the world I like is not the world we have. Um, but no, I
Yeah.
think the thing is here, we never saw like that letter. That letter we actually have never seen.
No.
So, and the thing is, the children's services would never make a determination on what's criminal or not. Is it
No.
actionable under their abuse, neglect, and dependency statute? And the other thing is, they said it was insufficient information, and that's a big deal. They're saying we don't have enough information to go off of to even determine whether or not we should investigate. It's like the grand jury saying we don't have enough information to indict. That's not saying you did or didn't do it. It's just saying we don't know. And that doesn't really mean anything because the one thing, if you notice in the Franks filings next did, they never say it was unsubstantiated. They never said the treatment of the children was unsubstantiated. And even if it was unsubstantiated, that was just a starting point for them to say something's going on at the Rekieta family house. Let's say Pomplin, let's say that never happened. Like wipe that part of the story out. When you read the probable cause affidavit, that's like literally removing one sentence out of the entire thing. And even if we want to
Right.
remove a little bit more, cool. Pretend that never happens. Somebody says, "Hey, Pomplin, yeah, Nick Rekieta is doing cocaine on stream," and he watches that. That's enough for a fucking warrant right there. So the kids having a thing going on, great. That's flavor, that's background. But it's even if it wasn't there and everything was fine, Nick riding the white stallion on stream, that's enough for a search warrant every day of the week.